Nobody recognizes me even though I am there. Why is it that we are not able to recognize? The teacher explains, Ichchadvesha.
Ichchadvesha samuddhena.
Ichchadvesha samuddhena.
Dvandva mohena bharata.
Dvandva mohena bharata.
Sarvabhutani sammoham.
Sarvabhutani sammoham.
Sarge yanti parantapa.
Sarge yanti parantapa.
Ichchadvesha samuddhena. Born out of desire and aversion. All of us do it. When we are living at the mental intellectual level, as an individualized entity, when we come into the world outside, we divide the world into two immediately. Ichcha, these things I desire to have, I love it. And dvesha, these things I hate. Everyone will do it. Having thus divided the Lord's world, which was built or created for you to enjoy, you enter there immediately. You decide A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I love. I must have them all. I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. And once having divided it, there are Narayana. You have started the frantic rat race. What? Running away from I don't like and run towards what I like. The great joke of the world is, whatever you run away from, they will run faster and run after you. What you are running for, it has got a knack of running away from you much more faster than you can run. What I want, it will run away from me. What I don't want, always will come back. The eggplant. Unfortunate. I don't like eggplant. I don't know why. I just can't. I think the thing looks as if in that floating in the gravy, it looks like worms or something. Some aversion has come in. Wherever I go for bhiksha. You can't tell him that, no, don't make eggplant because Swamiji doesn't like it. That is funny. There's a Swami, he eats whatever that. The second dish or the third dish will be. And that the lady says, Swamiji, this is not available here. We got it down from Chicago. Why? Because I don't like it. It must come from Chicago. It is always, you try, you watch in your life, the people whom you hate, they cling on to you. The people whom you love, they, I don't know, some other, like eels, they escape you at all times. So, Ichchadvesha, by this desire to attach or to hold, and anger or aversion to others, this automatically comes in everybody's mind. Think very carefully. Why? What do you mean by things that I like? and things I hate. Analyze it. The vegetarian hates non-vegetarian food. The non-vegetarian loves non-vegetarian food and hates vegetarian food. What does it mean? Things which are conducive to your vasanas, you love. Things that are contrary to your present vasana, you hate. I'm a drunkard. I love drink. I'm a smoker. I love smoking. And you, not a smoker. The moment I start searching for the cigarette, you have searched for your kerchief. The moment I open the cigarette, have you seen them? They are in a mystic mood. Close it. They are in a mystic mood. The cigarette is hanging only, but they have already entered into the bliss. You understand? He loves it. The other fellow. In this world, it is always, he ever slowly teach him smoking. And even if he has no cigarette, the other fellow cigarette. Why? His smoke is coming out. That is itself a joy for him. It is not. So that when we say, I love certain things, it means it is conducive to my existing vasanas. Things that are against my vasanas, I hate, meaning, so long as vasanas are in you, the mind and intellect will react to the external world. Only when vasanas are not, that an individual is free to meet everything in the world. Neither aversion nor any clinging attachment or desire for anything. He just lives the world as it is. When thus desire or attachment and aversion has arisen in your mind, from it comes dvandva moha. I like certain things, I don't like certain things. I hate certain things, I love certain things. This dvandva, good and bad, joy and sorrow, happiness and unhappiness, pain and pleasure, that the whole mind becomes agitated, planning how to get it and planning how to get rid of that one whom I hate. The mind becomes agitated. Dvandva mohe. That illusory agitation of the mind starts. Why? Because of the strong prejudices. Where did the prejudice come from? Due to the vasanas. I hate things that are contrary to my vasana, and I love things that are conducive to my vasana. See the psychological steps. Once thus the mind is fully vikshipta, viksheva, agitation, so the mind has come, sarva bhutani sammoha. All people, all individuals enter into this state of sammoha, total self-delusion. Mind is agitated. Thereafter they see things which are not there. The moment you start hating someone, you start seeing in him a devil with horns and tail. Him whom you love, you start seeing that a golden wing behind him. He is an angel. He is not of this world. He is a godly one, a divine entity. Why? Because I love him. I interpret things in the world outside, seduced by the vasanas in me, that I cannot see things as they are, but it is always colored by the vasanas in me. And this confusion, sarge yanti parantapa, hey scorcher of the enemies, hey Arjuna, this confusion starts from sarga, from the very birth on. Now from the birth onwards, does it mean that condemnation? Oh, children of sin. It's not in that sense of the term. Krishna is a very optimistic philosopher, that ever-smiling kid of Vrindavan, that butter thief, that blue boy of Vrindavan, or the flute player of the Yamuna banks, one screaming laughter from birth to death, that ever effervescent or ever joyous and cheerful personality, throughout the philosophy, is the most cheerful philosopher that world has ever seen. He could not say that from birth onward, you made a mistake, you should not have been born, you are born out of sin. It is not in that sense of a hopelessness. It is because of the vasanas that you have chosen to manifest in this equipment, in this given environment. Is it not because you have got spiritual vasana or love for Bhagavad Gītā that brought you from home into this place and today listening here? Nobody forced you. What brought you here and how do you enjoy it? Because you have got that vasana, therefore you love it, and thus you search for it and came. In the same way, this physical apparatus has been taken, and we are born in a certain place, geographical area, under certain circumstances, with certain abilities and disabilities. Some of them are born with wealth, some are born with golden spoon, some with copper spoon, some with plastic spoon. But all are born with a spoon. Right. Now, at the body level, some are healthy, some are unhealthy. Some have got all the limbs, some have got not all the limbs. Some are beautiful, some are the other side, the other end of the spectrum. Similarly, mind, some of them very sensitive and beautiful emotions. Some of them are cruel, criminal, vulgar. The type of intellect, some are dull, some are bright, some are brilliant. The equipments are ordered by the quality of the vasanas. The environments are ordered by the quality of your vasanas. And that is why we have come into this physical or this equipment and chosen the environment where we can exhaust those vasanas, fulfill those desires or ambitions or thoughts. Thus from birth onwards, meaning nobody can escape it. It is a common lot that we are all products of the vasanas. And therefore we will have in our mind desires and aversions, likes and dislikes. Once that is started, the mind can never be peaceful but must be restless. And in this confusion, you are not able to recognize me who is ever there, infinitely, eternally, infinitely peaceful and serene and blissful. If you are not able to recognize, I understand your trouble. It is for the sake of the Arjuna that this dissection of personality and exposure. So why people are not able to recognize? Continue.
येषां त्वन्तगतं पापं
येषां त्वन्तगतं पापं
जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ताः भजन्ते मां दृढव्रताः
Now if you say that everyone is born with a vasana, therefore everybody will be able to recognize in the world outside only, their minds will be seduced with desires and aversions. Naturally, therefore, everybody's lot is that they will have agitation. If this is the common lot, then all of us are getting drowned by our own mental agitations. Hey, why don't you say in one word that this is your lot? Suffer, man, oh suffer. You are the product of God's mistake. God, error of judgment. God made you and there is no hope. Why not? No, there is a way to come out of it. Therefore, the teacher points out, Yesham, those people to whom tva andagatam papam, when their papa vasanas are exhausted. Vasanas are exhausted. In 3rd chapter Gita, it has been expounded that when you undertake all your activities with a new mental attitude, without ego and egocentric desires, when you act on in the world outside, the existing vasanas get exhausted and no new vasanas are created. As the vasanas exhaust, the pressure of vasana on emanda is reduced. Therefore, the rate of desire eruptions in the intellect and the mental agitations for possessing the world objects will be reduced. The vitality of the mind and intellect that is dissipated in the world outside under the pressures of desires are all now curtailed in the mind. The mind that is so made peaceful, serene and dynamic is the mind that discovers in itself the ability to contemplate. Through contemplation you can reach me. As you start contemplation, the vasana destruction becomes faster and faster. When the vasanas exhaust, the mind becomes quieter and quieter. Quieter and alert the mind, the greater the contemplation. Until at last you reach the positive cycle, the creative cycle of self-unfoldment in yourself. Thus, Yesham, those people in whom too indeed andagatam, finished or completely exhausted. What? Papam. Papa? Sins. Sins meaning these negative vasanas that thrust your attention outward. Jñāna puñya-karmana. How will you people in whom the vasanas have exhausted? How can the vasana just exhausted? Puñya-karmana. By doing noble actions in the world outside. Noble actions meaning actions not dedicated to selfish desire fulfillment, but actions undertaken in a spirit of dedication unto Him, in the spirit of service to others. When you are doing it, they are all noble actions. Evil is only when actions are prompted by the ego or undertaken for satisfying selfish desires. All are evil. But if your intentions are not that I must destroy, but in order to create it I try, and in that effort it dies as a doctor in the operation theatre, it is not a murder. Thus in the spirit of dedication unto Him, when you undertake an activity without ego and egocentric desires, because both these are surrendered at His feet. And when I act on the world outside, is punya karma, noble, virtuous, righteous actions. And by those punya karma, punya vasanas are created. The noble virtues are created, or virtuous vasanas are created. When noble vasanas are created, the ignoble vasanas is an antidote. And by the pressure or the demand of the punya karma, you start doing more and more punya karma, more and more righteous actions. Because the Lord gives you more and more faith in it. When thus there is the overwhelming forces of the good in you over the vulgar in you, the vulgar vasanas get exhausted also. And the punya karma gets replaced. Under the pressures of the punya karma, you find it easy to quieten the mind of personal desires and act on in the world outside. When thus the dissipation of the mind is quieted, mind becomes contemplative. Contemplative mind is the result of punya, the noble virtuous actions that you have done, the good actions that you have done. So the papa, the reaction of them, or the bad actions have slowly ended. The noble actions that you have done, those are the urges that have developed. Such people, te dvandva moha nirmuktaha, they become liberated from, slowly, the confusions or agitations of the mind, the delusory agitations in the mind created by the dvandva, the idea of likes and dislikes, joy and sorrow, pain and pleasure. This oscillation of the mind becomes more and more quiet. They become liberated from those oscillations because the oscillation becomes less and less. Bhajante mam dhridavrata. Therefore they will become capable of dhridavrata, with firm vows. Firm vows means consistently. They are able to steadily and consistently, they are able to turn the attention of them and eye towards me. Steady, they become more and more steady in meditation because they are full of noble, virtuous impulses, vasanas. The ignoble vasanas were there with us. That's how we have been born here. We can eliminate them by our own effort. And when there is a preponderance of the noble virtues, it becomes easy for our mind to withdraw from the selfish, panting lust for the worldly objects. The mind becomes calm and serene. And when the mind is quiet and alert and vigilant, that mind becomes contemplative. The chain is, you get into that cycle of self-creative endeavors. And such an individual finds in himself the strength and the balance and equipoise to live consistently in meditation. Continue. Jara Marana.
Jara Marana Mokshaya.
Jara Marana Mokshaya.
Mamashritya yatanti ye.
Mamashritya yatanti ye.
Te brahma tadviduh kritsnam.
Te brahma tadviduh kritsnam.
Adhyatmam karma chakhilam.
Adhyatmam karma chakhilam.
Swamiji, pack up your Vedas and return to India. Dangerous path you are advising. This is a country where aggressive vanity, aggressive ego, aggressive competition is necessary to win. You are saying, be good, be noble, be honest. And thereby when you are noble virtues, virtuous and noble vasanas increase, your mind becomes quieter and quieter. And with a quieter mind you meditate more and more, and you shall come to realize it. Of what use is it? I realize. But what about the world around you? This rat race, this competitive world, this contentious world of bitter competition around me, I must have the muscles and the hard-heartedness to stampede upon others, crush their skulls, and go ahead. But I become very good, very noble. They will make me the doormat for the world. Everybody unnecessarily rubs their leg on me. Why? Because I am a roadman, I am doormat. This kind of an idea will come. Krishna is explaining, mind you, in the battlefield to a man of action, saying that realize this great truth. Is it to make him incompetent and impotent to face the worldly challenges? Can it ever be? Here he specifically points out that a man of realization is the most efficient man in the world. Hey, Jesus, with 5 disciples, for 1.5 years, without an office accommodation, he was in the park, sitting in a bench under the tree, where there is no coffee break, because they did not know where the next lunch is coming, mind you. Under those circumstances, he did not go round the world, mind you. He moved only from Jerusalem to that is the longest distance. Long ago he had gone to Egypt once. There is a suspicion that he must have visited Egypt. That's the longest distance he has covered in his lifetime. But that which he said, how efficient and competent must be that master, that how it has spread out now throughout the world. Muhammad, from the mountains of Sinai, he came down. Where? Up to Mecca, Medina. This is the distance he moved. But the work that he has done is so efficient and competent. Today, that Quran rules over in all continents, is it not? Where are the great, political and economic masters and great leaders who came with all the modern mechanical equipment, including computers? One guy, all alone, sat under a tree in Sarnath, trained some 182 disciples and sent them to Far East and to China and conquered that whole area philosophically. He had no mini-skirted secretaries, no correspondence, no filing system, no index system. 182 people's name, can you remember? Where they are, at what time is there, what are they doing, to remember everything. What an efficient, competent institution was Sri Buddha. One single solitary individual. Is it not? Think.
पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते